Woo! I put this on video and the light got like 2 shades darker. So it ain't this dark where I am. I just really realized that the camera angle or the camera lighting is definitely not accurate to the amount of light that I have around me. But I'm not gonna go around this house trying to find light. Anywho, I wanted to make this video. I have to make this video short. I'm running out of space, and this is my last video that I'm doing in 2019 in preparation for 2020 and the blogs that I will be posting up on different formats, whatever format, I don't know. But anyway, so today I wanted to talk to y'all about my first I can't even say first for a boyfriend because he wasn't my first. My first relationship where it lasted more than, a month or so, because I had at least 2 different boyfriends that I thought I had. The first one that I thought I had, he was a dude who just got out of prison and was homeless, and he was just manipulating me to try to get money out of me. He stole like $20 from me. I gave him $20, and so he could do whatever. And and he literally took that $20 instead of getting liquor for us. He ended up taking that $20 and then dipping off. So anyway, yeah, second one I already mentioned in the last video. He was, the dude that was in my house when I ended up, leaving my house or whatever. And so, yeah, I wouldn't consider neither one of real boyfriends, but I would call those leeches, users and manipulators. So I guess I will say first boyfriend. My first boyfriend, I actually met him when I was in the program, the TLP program that I mentioned in another video. His name was Mike. He was a leech and a prick, just like they were, but except he was a leech and a prick that I actually let live with me for about 1.5 years when I had my first place. So first time I saw him when I was in the program and I was still in the minors area, and by the time I got to the adult area before I got my apartment, was like the only time that I actually saw him. I think I saw him like leaving out, and that was literally the only time that I actually like laid eyes on him, and I didn't ever actually speak to him. Anyway, so I used to, like I said in another video as well, I used to go into the gay community, LGBT community often, and I met like my best friend there. I met other people there, and one day when I was coming from the center on Halstead, which is in Boys Town, I ended up walking, and meeting up, and he just happened to, be there, and he walk while we were walking past him. He stopped us and tried to flirt with both of me and my friend. But me being a dumbass, I was just like, you know what? Or no, actually, he was trying to flirt with me. Low key tried to flirt with my friend, but on some other occasions. But he was a dog. Anyway, I ended up being like, you know what, fuck it, it's not gonna be nothing serious. We can smoke, we can fuck, and then you can go about your business. So anyway, I didn't know that he was going through all this other shit that he was going through as far as like his living situation, Didn't know any of that. So anyhow, we ended up hanging out that same day, and after that, it kind of like after a couple, maybe a week or so of us like keeping in contact, I ended up actually hanging out with him a lot, and eventually he ended up just moving in, kind of, sort of. That was really short lived. The first time around because we weren't getting along. We weren't getting along. He was getting on my nerve. I tried to have him around my family, and we would just bicker and fight, and it was real petty. We had these really petty fights and arguments, and to the point where I just was like, I don't want to do this. I'm done. Like, get your shit and get out of my house. I don't even honestly know how we ended up getting back together. I don't even honestly know how that happened, because how we first stopped talking to each other was literally like, you need to get your shit and you need to get the fuck out of my house. Like, this is a wrap. It's a wrap city. I had moved on with my life. I had started talking to this other dude named Mike, who was also a piece of shit, but he also let me drive his car. which was the first time I drove a car ever in life. And I was lying to this man, told him, I was like, oh yeah, I know how to drive, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know how to drive a lick, okay? Not a lick. And I went to go get some weed too at that. So it was kind of, it was crazy. Anywho, and it was like, it was one of those, it was around the time, that year that Beyonce came out with that song to the left, because it was so funny in my head because I was sitting down in the house with Mike, who let me drive his car, when the Mike who had broke up with had came to get his shit, and I had put all his shit outside my house because I did not want him in my house. I'm like, you need to get the fuck out of my house, and he didn't come and get his shit when I told him to come and get his shit. So I was like, I'm letting you know that I'm about to throw your shit out into the garbage if you don't come get your shit today. Anyway, because I'm not gonna be your keeper for your shit. So um he ended up leaving, or he came over my house with his sister, and I told him like, yo, shit out in the back, out my back door to the left, da 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 da, which was so funny in my head because I was like, bitch, to the left, to the left. Anyway, so that's why I mentioned the Beyonce thing. But I can't even remember how we got back together. I know I stopped fucking with the dude who had the car because he had a girlfriend. He was actually dating a trans girl out in Michigan or something like that, or Wisconsin, I mean. And he would just come down every now and then to Chicago, to visit family and friends and da da da. And while he was doing that, he would come see me sometimes. And I kind of, after a while, it's like the dick wasn't good and he wasn't really giving me anything. So I kind of was like, you know what? And I could kind of feel, I kind of got that vibe like he was just trying to come live with me at that point, and I just was not having it because I'm like, this nigga just tried to live with me, and I'm not going for that shit. So you're not living with me either. So I just stopped talking to him. Um, and I know, like, after that happened, and I was with this other guy who also tried to live with me. I let him live with me for like a week around my birthday, or like 2 weeks around my birthday. But we never fucked. We never had sex. This motherfucker had the. Like, his dick was so big. I was in shock. You know how someone's dick is so big, you're in shock. Like, that's how I was. That's how I was. We never had sex. He thought I was cheating on him and all this other goofy shit. And of course, that's, people think you cheating on them. That's only because they're cheating on you and they want to make themselves feel better. So anyhow, and I digress. Um, I ended up having to call the police on him because he had held me. He had held me captive. I'll go into that some other time. But anyway, so I ended up moving on from that relationship as well, and then I was single for a while, and then I think I ended up meeting up with him again or seeing him again, or he ended up calling me. I don't remember. And then I just said, "Fuck it," we might as well just try again. Da da da. And so we ended up trying it out again. This time it was different. Things were actually good for a good minute, a little good minute or whatever. And I ended up moving. And around the time that I moved, I really was like the month before I moved, I ended up realizing, like, damn, this dude is not for me. I don't need to take him with me to my new apartment and all this other shit and bring this baggage and this bullshit and this drama, because at that time the relationship was starting to go downhill. So anyway, I ended up moving, and I ended up just saying, fuck it, I'm gonna let him go with me instead of just ghosting on his ass. Cause eventually I'm gonna see him, like, I'm gonna see your ass in the LGBT neighborhood, and I don't want to end up getting into a fight with you because you feel like I, disappeared on you and just left your shit in whatever kind of, just left your shit in the apartment or whatever may have you. So and we ended up living there. We ended up living there, and that's when all the bullshit really started to happen. Like, after a couple months, first of all, he was like a couple years older than me, maybe like, because I was like 18 and 19 at that time, and I was working and I was in school, and he didn't have a job, and he would go out every weekend and go party at the clubs because he was 21, so he would always be going out all night and be coming in at 1, 2 in the morning and all the other goofy shit. I was young, stupid, and my past story, life, or whatever, so, this is like basically after that, after I got out of the program and I, was on my own. And so, I was a very, I was lonely and stuff like that. So, of course, when you're lonely, you don't have kids, and you don't have other stuff, you want companionship, beyond your friends. Anyway, so we were living together, and after a couple of months, I would say, he started to become abusive, like physically abusive. Uh, there was a moment, I think all of the abuse really happened in the summertime, or physical abuse. happened in the summertime. He literally, the first time he abused me was basically, I forgot what we were talking about, but he just got so mad that he just like choked me. Like he literally was trying to choke me out, you know. And I couldn't really breathe and all this other goofy shit and da da da. And so yeah, that's how that was. He was so fucking overly dramatic, but he really like really hurt my neck at that point. And I wanted him to get the fuck out of my house. And so we always would like, you know, we'd be good for a moment, then we'd break up, and then we'd be good for a moment, and then we, break up. Or I would want to break up and want him to get the fuck out of my house or whatever. So anyway, because he didn't have a job, he wasn't bringing shit to the table and all this other shit. Then we ended up in one situation. We ended up meeting a friend of his, and I ended up making a friend, and I brought my friend over, the new friend that I had, to the house or whatever. And then he ended up fucking this friend that I had while I was at working school. And I had got off of work or got out of school at like 5 or something like that, and I saw the person leaving out of my house. And when you're having anal sex and da da da, there is kind of an order to that, its own special order, booty juice smell, I don't know, whatever. And I came in the house and it smelled like that, and he was still in the house, and the dude literally just left, and I had literally was like, "Damn, did you come get your shoes or whatever?" And he was like, nah, I just da 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 whatever. He didn't even come. He was coming to get his shoes, and he didn't even get the damn shoes. He ended up fucking my boyfriend. Mind you, he was homeless at this time. The dude was homeless at this time. Anyway, and I saw him on the train with his homeless ass singing. He couldn't sing for shit, and I was just on there smiling, not saying shit to him like, "Bitch, you got me fucked up. Now you're a bum. Only thing, singing your tunes." And I was the type of bitch to really help people, and I wouldn't mind helping him, but I thought he did that to me. I was kind of, when you do shit like that to somebody, you're done. Anyway, so I ended up I ended up uh we always would argue, always bicker. He always went out every weekend, so of course he was cheating on me, and I didn't know he was cheating on me, and I always would have these hints that he was cheating on me, but I never ever paid attention to it really. I never cheated on him. He always said I was cheating on him. You're always cheating on me. You cheating on me. You cheating on me. I'm like, nigga, all I do is go to work. I go to work and I have to get up early as fuck to get to work at 6 in the morning and get off at 2 o'clock, and then I would be at school until fucking 5 o'clock, or whatever time I got off. I think I would maybe get off at 12 or something, or 1, and then go to school at 2, and then be there until 2 to 5, something like that. Anyway, so I'm busting my ass every day. This man's not working. I'm sitting here having to bust my ass, go to school, go to work, come home, clean, cook, and all this goofy shit while he's just sitting around just using me, for what I got. Anyway, so eventually, again, we ended up breaking up. It was one occasion when we broke up, that we broke up, and he went in my bathroom. He pretended to overdose on pills, and he was laying on the ground in the bathroom or whatever. And I just sat on the toilet, and I'm just like, dude, pills don't even, you don't OD off pills that fast. You don't just in 2 seconds OD. That is not how that shit works. I know how it is. I've planned on killing myself via pills more than one occasion, so I know that is not how it works. So and I told him, do you want me to call the police? Do you want me to call the ambulance so they can come get you, so that they can come pump your stomach or something? Cause I ain't got time for that. You're not about to die in my bathroom. If you are planning on dying, you're not gonna die in my bathroom. Anyway, so he ended up getting up and complaining, da 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 da. I'm like, you literally wasted all my fucking aspirins. You didn't flush my aspirins. You threw my aspirins down the sink and pretended like you had took those motherfuckers, or you put it in the hole next to the radiator, whatever you did to hide the pills that you had. Probably put them in your damn pocket for all I know. They probably was in your damn pocket the whole time, and you were just pretending to, fall out so I could go in there and check on you. Anyway, so there was one occasion where he was just overly dramatic. I always had to take him back. There was also one occasion where he wanted to try to fight or whatever, and between, like, after he choked me, but before he fell out. And then there was another occasion, which is the most brutal occasion, which I'll say for like the last part, which is coming up in a second. So there was an occasion where he did want to try to fight me, and I was just not a fighter. Because I started to, have real feelings for him. Even though he was doing all this goofy shit, I started having feelings for him. Why, I don't know. And anyway, so we ended up getting into it, da 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 da, and I had the key on me or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I end up leaving. Like, come on, I'm not about to sit here and go through this, and I'm not about to have you putting your hands on me and all this other goofy shit. So I end up leaving and going out, and he followed me on some trying to, I'm gonna beat your ass type of shit, and just kept like, acting like he was gonna fight me or whatever. And I'm like, to the point where when we were outside, I was like, I don't even have the key to get back in the house, and da da da, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third, da da da, or whatever may have you. So, and he ended up walking off somewhere, and I ended up walking my ass back into the gate because I had the keys in my pocket. So I ended up getting back into the gate, closed the gate, went back into the house, and then I moved my refrigerator in front of the door, in front of my back door, so he can come in. So of course he ended up getting through that back gate and coming up and trying to open the back door, and he couldn't get in. So and he was mad, and he went about his business, and then he ended up trying to be back cool, da 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 da. And for some reason, I ended up listening. He called me. I went to the front gate in the front of the house, in front of the building or whatever. And he could have tried to attack me then, but he was like, "Yeah, you see, I ain't on that, and I ain't trying to hurt you, and I ain't trying to hurt you no more." And I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. Well, I know what was wrong with me. I was still, again, I was depressed until I was 24, and I was like 19, 20 at this time, 21 maybe, pushing 21. Anyway, so the last incidents where I really should have just stopped fucking with him altogether, because even after this happened, I still was on. We never got back together after this situation happened. I'm about to tell you, but we did. We were like fuck buddies after this, which I really, 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 really regret, because when you know a man is a piece of shit and he's no good and he's a cheater and a liar and a manipulator and all these things, like, take people for what they are, because all the times were there, I knew all of those things, and I still kept falling for it over and over and over again until this situation. Like I said, even though after the situation he was just a fuck boy. And I was content with him being a fuck boy, because I'm like, there's no way in hell I would want to ever be anything else with you. Anyway, so this incident, what I don't talk to y'all about when we really, really broke up, was it was on my best friend's birthday. And they were going out and da da da, and I was all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm going out with y'all. I'm going out with my bestie and da da da, celebrate their birthday, da da da, this, that, and the third. I was waiting for Mike to come home so I could go out, because I needed the key, because I'm like, damn, I'm more than likely going to be getting drunk and hanging out and kicking it, and I don't know what time I'm getting in the house and all this other shit, da da da. So I need my key. Now mind you, this man talking about I need a key, I need you to make me key, I need you to make me key. I'm like, nigga, go buy your own key, you bum. You know what I'm saying? Key is only like $2, and you can't even buy a key because you're such a bum and you trying to leech off me. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that I tried to constantly motivate him. I always get on his ass when I have no damn job, and he started getting temp jobs, and then the temp job would go away after a month or two, and he still wouldn't buy what the fuck he should have bought with it. But anyway, he was, oh god, the things that I used to put up with and deal with. Anyway, so he had my key on this particular day, like I said, and I was waiting on him to come home. So he ended up coming home or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'm about to leave out in a couple minutes. I just need the key so I can get back in the house later tonight, da 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 da. Not thinking it would be a problem. So this man gonna sit there and tell me, oh, I ain't got the key, and he decided to try to walk back outside after he just came back in the house, and I could hear the key in his pocket. I'm like, you nigga, you got my key in your motherfucking pocket. What you mean you ain't got my motherfucking key? And I'm like, you know what? Keep that key and enjoy your motherfucking night out. And when you come back and get your shit and get the fuck out of my house if you feel like you can't give me my motherfucking key to my own motherfucking house. When you come back, get your shit and get out. For real this time. And ain't no coming back. Don't come back. Real talk. And I was in the midst of cleaning my house because I didn't know what we was going to do, if they was going to come over my house or not, because none of that, they didn't have a crib at that time. And so I just was like, maybe they're going to come back to my house and we're going to kick it drinking more. I don't know. Da-da-da. Best friend did not like his ass at all. Not even a little bit of an iota. Anyway, so, and was going to fuck his ass up and stab his ass up and all types of shit that day. Because I had told them, because what had happened was, in the midst of me cleaning, I had like I was in a studio apartment. And so I'm like, I was on my knees at a glass table, wiping the table down. Like, this is a table right here. I was doing like this. Like, see, this is the couch. And so I was on my knees and I'm washing the table, washing the table off, da-da-da-da. Not looking because he's over there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing like this, looking this way. And all I know is this motherfucker tackles me into the glass table. The glass table literally broke, he smashed my head into the glass table, which broke the glass table and shattered into pieces. This side of my face was this part of my eyebrow was like swollen, my eye or whatever. All of this was swollen and bleeding and da da da, and I couldn't open my eye, and it was just I looked a mess. And so of course I couldn't go out, so I had been telling my best friend I cannot go outside. Um, because some shit had went down and I just couldn't go outside. And of course my best friend was mad because they like, bitch, it's my birthday. What the fuck does this man just do to you? I'm about to go kill this man. Da 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 da. And I'm like, no, let's not even do all that. It's not even that serious. Da 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 da. They not seeing how I look, knowing what just happened because I didn't tell them at the time. So anyway, I ended up I ended up having to stay. I ended up staying in the house with him because he was like, you know what, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave not tonight. I'm gonna leave tomorrow. Da da da. So he ended up leaving. It was such a sick moment too because it was like here I am with this patch on my fucking eye or whatever, face swollen, and the motherfucker who we used to buy weed from and one of their friends or some shit like that ended up coming downstairs and they come down and we smoking or whatever, da 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 da. Of course, I was smoking a little bit, but I wasn't really even on that type of shit. I'm just like, I was just not on that shit. Just thinking about that shit makes me sick to my motherfucking stomach, how I tolerated that goofy shit. Anyway, it just makes me sick to my stomach. Ugh, even having sex with him after that, just I don't know what the fuck. Ugh, God, what? Anyway, um, my life is very chaotic. I'm sorry, it was very chaotic, and not in a good way. Anyway, so he ended up leaving the next day, like I asked. Like I said, he was always trying to come back into my life. Like he tried to OD on the pills and da da da. He ended up punching a hole in my wall that day. And then I think a couple weeks after that, he had went to the club or some goofy shit like that and got drunk as fuck, and then came to my house knocking on my motherfucking door, drunk as fuck, crying and all this other goofy shit, talking about some I miss you, da 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 da, whatever. And so I told his ass, okay, I'm like, me and you ain't never getting back together, but you can go your drunk ass to sleep on this couch though, and you gonna have to leave in the morning. You see how kind I was, even though this nigga had did all this shit to me. But anyway, I'm like, go your ass to sleep on the couch, and then in the morning you can just get out. You gonna have to go. Ain't no maybe. You gonna have to get out. So he went to sleep on the couch, and when he woke up in the morning, he ended up having a fit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was crying again, talking about something. Oh, I want to be with you. I want to be with you. Why can't I just be with you? Because you're abusive. You're abusive. You're a liar. You're a fucking thief, to a degree, because you tried to steal my keys. You tried, who knows what other stuff you stole from me that I didn't even really realize you stole, because he was stealing shit from me. Um, I just don't want to get into all the shit he was stealing. But anyway, so that I noticed he was stealing, because he wasn't stealing like big stuff. He was stealing like small stuff, and he was very unappreciative. Like the things that I would buy him, he would be like, "Oh, but I don't want that, and I wanted this. I would have liked this instead." And da 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 da. Probably why I don't buy niggas shit now, because I feel like he really fucked that up for them. Because I'm like, damn, motherfucking niggas are so ungrateful. But anyway, so when you try to go off their way for them, and that's kind of what happened to me with a lot of niggas, honestly. Like you go out your way, buy them shit or make them shit, and they just are very unappreciative about it. But anyway, so I ended up, that was the last time that we were in a relationship or anything serious of the sort, and I didn't talk to him for a long time after that. Like I don't even know, like maybe a year, or not a year, maybe like 6 months. Um, and then I was like, I think I was like dickmatized at that. I was dickmatized. I don't know what's with people with me and good dick anyway. So I ended up, we ended up just being fuck buddies after that. You know what I'm saying? After like about a 6 month gap. And I was going through a living situation because me and my friend had get into it. Well, they weren't really my friend because low key they had fucked him. Their name was Julius, and it was this poor Filipino dude. And I really do truly believe in my heart that he ended up fucking this dude, fucking my boyfriend, because my boyfriend ended up, when we took a week break from each other, he ended up getting syphilis. And at the same time, the Julius dude had syphilis, because you have a shot on you. You get the shot on your booty. And then I had syphilis. All three of us had syphilis. So, and I know he was a dirty motherfucker. So I'm sure he could have easily went and got his shot, and then would have pretended like he didn't know and he didn't do anything. Because I'm like, you and Julius was a complete hoe in the bottom and you're a top. And so y'all hanging out like y'all was and da 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 da. No. Anyway, so that's basically it. You know, don't do take this as a word to the wise and just don't do that type of dumb shit. If you see this and you're going through that type of shit, run, get away from them, kick them out your house, and don't go back. All right, that's it.